Matthew Pierce was born of the 9/11 generation. The images of the falling towers that stood here seared into his memory. That day, he was 5 years old, growing up on a Marine base in Hawaii. His mother says she knew early on he would serve.
He would dress up in every military uniform possible that I could find at a store to buy, and just loved all of it.
Those days after 9/11 cemented his desire.
The Marines were the ones standing around our school and protecting us and everything, so that really kind of stuck with me.
He set his sights on becoming a Marine officer, enrolling in a private military college. But the summer of his freshman year, a bump on the back of his head turned out to be a rare type of bone cancer.
No one is prepared for the kind of diagnosis you got, but tell me how you dealt with it.
You just push yourself through it and get through it the best way you can.
Matt endured a 10-hour surgery to remove part of his skull, 14 rounds of chemo, and 28 radiation treatments. It would end his dream.
You must have been devastated to find out that military service wasn't going to happen.
Oh yeah, it was second to being told I had cancer is probably the worst day of my life, pretty much.
So how did you bounce back from that disappointment?
You got to pick yourself up and figure out how to fix the problem or find a different solution.
Matt has a new goal now, to serve by becoming a federal law enforcement officer.
He has no limits, and that he should pursue everything in his life without restriction.
Matt's doctors at Boston's Brigham and Women's Hospital are so impressed by him, they arranged a skydive with the all-veterans group. If only for a day, Matt would live his dream of being a member of the military, soaring through the sky attached to Mike Elliott, a veteran of more than 13,000 jumps, including 3 with President Bush 41.
I'm honestly truly honored. It is so amazing.
A young man whose life-threatening illness didn't stop him from finding another way to serve.
The doctor was right. He has no limits. Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.